And what we need to do is keep working to get our message out. So I want to encourage everybody here, please get out and vote. Let's bring a change of direction to the state of Wisconsin. And with that, I have the privilege of introducing your next Lieutenant Governor, Mandela Barnes.
How are we feeling today? How are we feeling today? I think we need to act like Barack Obama is in town today. I think we need to act like our president is back. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. It is just such a joy to see so many beautiful faces in the crowd on a day like today when we have 11 days to go. We have 11 days to go before we send Scott Walker packing and end this era of divide and conquer of the state of Wisconsin. As a proud Milwaukee Public School graduate, it is an honor to be on this stage. It's an honor to share the stage with such amazing leaders who want to take this state in the right direction. And you know, a lot of people don't think about a treasurer's election and what that means. But to see Sarah Godlewski run for this office with so much passion. She fought to save the office, and now she's going to work to bring integrity back to it. So we need to make sure that we are voting for Democrats up and down the ballot. Let me tell you this, when you get your ballot, any Democrat you see, you check that name. And Josh Call, your wonderful introduction to me, I truly appreciate it. I actually met Josh Call when I was a state representative. And I met Josh Call because he was working on challenging our state's voter ID law. Josh Call worked to fight voter disenfranchisement. He worked to fight voter suppression. Think about the day when we'll have an attorney general who wants to expand voting rights, not take them away from people. So thank you, Josh Call. And now we get to the good part. Me. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But I'm so proud again. I'm Mandela Barnes, your nominee for Lieutenant Governor. And proud Milwaukee native. And I am proud to be running with Tony Evers, who will be the next governor of the state of Wisconsin. Now, I know a lot of people, they look at Tony Evers and myself and they say, how are these two young guys gonna get it done? I will remind you that Tony Evers and I, our average age is 48 and a half years old. But the thing is, I guess I'll go back to that piece because with Sarah, Josh, and I, we have 3 candidates running statewide under the age of 40. And in a year where youth voter turnout is so important, in a year where the woman vote is so important, in a year that we realize that the votes of people of color are important, we have an opportunity to elect a slate that reflects the diversity in not only this state, but this country. And we should all be so proud of that opportunity because you're not gonna find that on the other side. You're gonna find that right here with us. And we have a commitment and we will not disappoint you, I can tell you that. But back to the whole point about Tony, someone who's dedicated his entire career to public service, not in the interest of himself like our governor, in the interest of our children. Tony is someone who started out in the classroom. He's a teacher, he's a principal, and he is our current superintendent of public education. And I'll say that Tony has won 3 statewide elections before, and on November 6th, Tony Evers is going to remain undefeated. So this campaign that we're running, in this race, we are talking about restoring hope and opportunity across our state. And it is important for us to talk about our plan to move this state in the right direction. because we only have 11 days to go. And we can't talk about all the things that Scott Walker's done wrong in that short amount of time. What we can talk about is our plan to fully fund our public schools once again. What we're talking about is our plan to expand healthcare access to everybody across the state of Wisconsin. We are committed to taking the Medicaid expansion to cover 77,000 more people in the state and to make sure that the 2.4 million people in the state of Wisconsin with a pre-existing condition will have access to quality and affordable health care. Tony and I share this belief that our Department of Natural Resources should probably have a few scientists there, right? We share this belief that we have to protect our environment for future generations. We share a belief that our governor does not seem to have, that clean air, safe drinking water is a human right. So if you're ready for change, and if you're ready for a difference, not only will you show up to vote, you'll bring your friends, your family members, and your neighbors out to vote. And if you've already talked to your friends, your family members, and your neighbors, we gotta talk to some strangers and get them to vote. See, this election is far too important to sit on the sidelines. And I don't just say that because I'm on the ballot. I say that because we live in a world where Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America. I say that because we're frustrated with what's going on in the White House. We are frustrated about what's going on in Congress. We are frustrated about what's going on with our Supreme Court. We need to vote like we're frustrated. In this race, we will win this race when we get those Obama no-show voters. Those are our swing voters, the Obama no-show voters, people who voted in 2008 or 2012 but didn't show up in 2016. And we are working to make sure that we correct those mistakes that were made, because we heard loud and clear. We learned a valuable lesson about what it means when we don't work to engage communities in the way that we should. And that's why we're talking about the real issues. We're not just running against Scott Walker. People have lived under this administration for the last 8 years, 7.5 years. We know full well who Scott Walker is. We know that the governor leads with his own ambition. We know that Governor Walker has yet to put us first, especially here in the city of Milwaukee. But I can tell you right now, a new day for Wisconsin is here. Not only are we campaigning in every county, we're sure that we're campaigning in every community, making sure that all voices are heard, making sure that people are no longer feeling left behind, because that has been going on for far too long. People's voices have not been heard in all parts of this state. And if you look at income inequality in Wisconsin, because the governor talks about a low unemployment rate, but we know much better than that. We know that far too many people are working multiple jobs just to get ahead. We know that people have not seen a wage increase in years. And that's why we're committed to raising the minimum wage in the state of Wisconsin. If you work hard, you should not live in poverty. If you work hard, you deserve access to quality and affordable health care. Every community deserves a great school to send their children to. So what I need you to do, because like I said, I know everybody in this room plans to go out and vote, but I'm gonna give you a few reasons to vote. We need to vote for the people who can't vote. As we know, in the state of Wisconsin, we have the highest rate of black male incarceration. And myself, as someone who was born on 26 and Locust, right in the heart of the 53206 zip code, we are the state's poorest and the nation's most incarcerated zip code, which is a shame and is a travesty. We spend $1.5 billion to send people to prison in the state of Wisconsin. $1.5 billion. That is more money than we spend on the entire UW system. That means our priorities are mismatched. And I'm here to tell you that an Mendel Barnes administration will prioritize education over incarceration. So for the people who have gone through our criminal justice system and have lost their right to vote, I need you to show up and vote for them. I need you to show up to vote for our undocumented brothers and sisters who do not have the right to vote. I need you to vote for the school children all across this state who want to live in an America that's free of gun violence. And finally, I need you to vote like you want Barack Obama to be your president again.